Board, Shabloops. Okay, so here we go. Everybody feeling good? Everybody all right? So before we actually start and we go on, um, fair warning, and just to prepare you on what we're going to be encountering from now on. There are parts of computer science and what we're going to be doing as a developer that is pretty straightforward. It's, for example, HTML. You don't really, it's pretty straightforward. It's solid. It's just a bunch of tags that you put that describe a page, right? That's what HTML is. So it does. Yes. And then we have JavaScript, which is a little bit more, a little bit trickier, but still, it's not so bad. And then we're getting into programming. Do you guys I mean, you guys understand what a function is, correct? What? Okay. What's a function? Anybody remember?
A piece of code that does a task.
That's right. Oh, you cheater. Exactly. Well, that's what we do. Google or read and copy and paste. That's what we do. Yeah, it is. And remember before I spoke to you guys about variables, right? So what's a variable? I mean, when you think of a variable, what is it? We spoke about it before. Mhm. Well, it's just a space in memory that holds a value, right? hmm So it's like, think of it like a house or something. Well, a namespace in memory. Let's see, a namespace that holds a value. Like a house with an address. Mm, okay, so you guys understand the concept of a variable, correct? I mean, we have a box. We have a num1 that holds a number. Okay. So I mean, you guys understand? Yeah. What's that?
No, I forgot about your description of boxes. That's a good concise way to put it.
Yeah, I think it's like this is by far the best way that I thought about it. I try to find other ways, and other people describe it other ways. All that is a variable is just a box in memory that holds a value, and it has an address, in which our case is just going to be a name. Um, Most of the time, yes. And so these things that we're starting to encounter, they're kind of abstract concepts, correct? They don't really exist um, anywhere else, just in our mind, right? So this is the important part. From here on out, we're going to be encountering abstract concepts. And this is where computer science or programming or anything gets a little trickier because it's kind of it depends on your own mind and your own mind quirks and what you've encountered before, kind of how your mind works, that whether or not and how you go about it, of course, whether or not it's easy or it's not. So anybody, the way I think about it is, so when we create code, we're creating an abstract construct. So in a way, when we create a program, we're creating a house of some sort, or some kind of structure. Okay. Have you guys ever heard of the concept of the mind palace or mind castle? I think the Sherlock Holmes they used it, but I mean it's been around.
Yeah, Sherlock.
Yeah, yeah, but it's been around for a while. So basically, imagine that in your mind you could imagine a house, right? And in that house there's rooms, and in those rooms there are cabinets and closets that you could put things in. So the better you understand a house or a castle, uh, the better you kind of it's kind of like a memory trick or a way of to represent data in your mind, right? So the better you understand things, the better you understand how it works. Like if you know where certain things are in the house, you could go straight there, or you could move them around. And so basically, it's a way to keep track of information in your mind, so you don't forget. And the bigger your castle or whatever structure, or well, yeah, or the house, the better you get because the more information your mind can sort of um, understand and process at the same, at the same time. Of course, we're just gonna start with really simple concepts, like a little house, and it has one room, and then it has like a little porch or whatever. But it's a good way of thinking about it. Getting into thinking about how programming works because that's sort of how it is. For me, I build dungeons, and the harder it is, or the more code it is, the deeper it is. I mean, that's just me. That's just what I use. You guys can use pretty much anything. I use a castle of some sort. Um, so, did I lose you guys? You guys get what I'm saying so far?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
lost done.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
I got you.
yeah. So, I mean, also one, I'm kind of decent at it because when I was, have you guys ever played RPGs? Role playing games.
Yes.
Okay, I used to be. I mean, I love RPGs, and when I was younger, I used to play the ones that the dungeon crawlers where you have to go through the dungeons and you got
Yes.
all sorts of stuff in different dungeons, and you kind of have to go around and see if there's monsters there and go, there's treasure over here. So in a way, so I used to just memorize the dungeons, and so I could, so I didn't have to get lost. So in my mind, I kind of had the dungeon mapped out in my head, so I could just go in different places, like avoid traps and the monsters, and see where stuff is. So in a way, you'll be doing that, and if you encountered it before when you were younger with kind of playing RPGs or anything similar or puzzle games, that helps out too. This will become a lot easier. But anyway, so what are we going to be dealing with? So abstract concepts that so basically an abstract concept is just an idea that represents something else. Most of the time it's going to represent something hopefully that is exists in the real world. So we're going to be making kind of like a clone, an idea. We're going to be using an idea that something that of something that exists in the real world, but we're going to make it as an abstraction of it. I probably lost you there, but we will get there hopefully soon. So, for example, when we were, do you guys remember this tarot? Okay, okay.
Look that up. Yeah, we were making people.
Yeah, exactly. To eat them. Soylent Green. But anyway, so yes, so we were making an abstraction of a person. So an abstraction of a person here is a construct that what we think a person is or should be, or what kind of information relates to a person. Right? Good so far? Okay, and we called it a type, but another class for that, I mean, another name is going to be class. So whenever you think of a class, it's the same thing as a type. They're, that's just how it's called these days. Okay, and so when we think, now that I have you here, so we have the concept of a person, we have the class of a person, and a person, of course, has a name, and job, age, and does have a title, which really is the most important one of all. And you guys can see my screen, of course. You
Yes.
see? Okay, good. If you need me to make the font bigger or something, let me know. Okay, so now a few things that we can do is, I mean, a person has certain things, right? Certain properties, like aforementioned name, job, but also a person can do things. A person can definitely do things.
Feats and a skill set.
Yeah, they got, like nunchuck skills. You gotta have, you definitely have to have some skills. You cannot get the girls if you do not have skills. Or the boys, whichever way you swing, which is cool. But yeah, so a person, let's say, a person can, well, like I said, a person can do actions. So let's say a person can jump. Okay, so if a person can jump, what else can a person do? A person can eat and sleep and run. Okay, so that's what a person. For now, let's say that this is what a person can do here. And for us, these are a type of well, it's an action that or a function that a person can do that something of a type person can do or a class person can do. So let's say that is since we just called it a function, and that's kind of what it is. So in a way, hold on, let me move this up here.
God damn
It's fine. Let me move this up over here. Okay, so in a way, these what a person can perform are it's a function or it's an action because it's doing something. It's performing a task of some sort, right? So from now on, whatever a person does that it's part of a class, uh, we're gonna call them. Well, they're functions pretty much. So it's just a function, which is a task that a person can perform. So let's call it function. What's another name for a function?
Methods.
Yep, or action. Yeah. So for now, let's call them methods. Are you guys good if I call them methods?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, damn.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Oh, no problem. Yeah. So yeah, it's the same thing as a function. Just make sure you understand that it's a method. I mean, it's called a method also. So the way we do you guys remember? So this is what makes. So give me um the signature of any. What do you need in a signature for any function or method or action?
Name.
Okay. Do we have a name?
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jump.
Well. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So remember, this is the action or the function that we're talking about. Which is what a person would do or a task that they can perform. Is jump.
I was gonna say that could that also be a value that they return if it's not the name.
Uh, it could be.
That.
It could be. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. But yeah, you're sort of correct. But for now, we're still in the function or the task or what they can do part.
Well, that would be part of the signature, would it not?
Oh yes, yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I was just asking. Yeah. So first we got the name. Yeah, you're getting ahead. You're correct. So one is the name. So do we have a name for this action or function? We do. Okay. So you said that it could return something, right? Okay. What kind of information or what do you think we would need if we jump? And well, for now, we don't really. Yeah, we don't really need to do anything. I think when we just want to jump.
Okay.
Yeah, let's
Would,
keep it.
would that
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Void, would that be?
Yep, exactly. So it's void. That's right. So he doesn't return anything. He's just gonna jump, or she's just gonna jump when we ask him to jump. And doesn't need anything from us. Uh,
Coordinates distance or a height or something.
Exactly. It could be anything. Let's say how high. Exactly. So int how high. Beautiful. So in our case, we want to provide them with a number. Say, hey, how high do you want to jump? And then, they will jump, or the person will jump that high. And we don't want them. I mean, we don't need anything from them to return, anything after they jump. We just want them to jump. That's all. Um, we could. It doesn't have to have anything, right? We could just say jump, and they will jump however they want. But in our case, that's a good example, I think. So let's keep how high. Okay. So far, so good. So eat. Um, do we have a name for this function, or method, or action?
Eat is the name of the function.
Exactly. Yeah. Function or method or action. Yes. And do we need to give it anything to eat? I mean, like.
String.
Exactly. Yes. Ooh. And then food.
Yeah.
How much? How fast?
Exactly. Well, let's keep it simple. Let's keep it simple. It could get crazy. Yeah. Yeah. So just food. And in this case, what did we return? Do we want?
Avoid it.
Yeah. For now, let's just void it, I guess. I mean,
Not
yeah, we don't want anything. I mean, we could like create a type called like duty or something, but no. You know. But yeah,
even void is suggestive of eating.
Oh yeah, that's true. Or that because yeah, at the end, yeah, let it all out. And
Yeah,
then
one way or the other.
Okay, so this is good here. Okay, so sleep. We want so our person can sleep, and does it need anything to sleep? Not really. Not our person for now. Let's say that it doesn't need anything to sleep. Yeah. I mean, depending on the person, they might need pills or alcohol or anything. Depends. And again, I don't think it doesn't. We don't need anything from it because it's just performing an action. Okay, and running. Mm,
Speed.
yeah, speed. I think give it speed 5 or something. Yeah, it's just some speed. And I guess void as well. Okay, so this is great. This is very good for us because again,
Right here.
was that?
This dungeon crawler right here.
Yeah. Oh, that is true. Oh, you look at that. I did this even without realizing. Oh man, again, yeah, we're gonna implement this into a game later on. I think we should.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. It's like how high? But yeah, this is exactly how it would look and how it would perform. Um, so yeah, so we have a person. Okay, so from now on, I want you to memorize. I mean, this is just something that is by convention. So remember, we're trying to describe a person, right? And it's a class or a type, correct? So you see these things here that sort of describe, or or things that are part of the class. These are called properties. Shub lips. Okay, part of the class. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, properties. Yeah, so this is some additional descriptions or information that your class has. Additional information. Or just information. Information about your class. Okay, so what are these things called? Anyone know? Yeah.
Properties.
Properties, yeah. In case, never know. And what are these called? Well, we just created here. You guys remember?
Not properties.
Nope.
Argument.
Remember, I said it a few times.
Methods.
Yes. Well, not only, yeah, it's methods or functions or even actions in a way. But stick to methods for now. Methods, just functions, perform a task. Okay. So, if I were to ask you, how well do you understand the concept that we're going over here? The person that it's a class that represents a person. So basically, it's an object or a class that represents a person. Do you guys sort of get it in a way?
Yep.
Yeah, pretty straightforward, right? Okay, good. That is very good. Let me add one more method here, and then I'm going to create a method with the name call someone. Oh well, actually, what's the name of that show that you had to call somebody? Oh, call a friend to get answer. Yes, yeah. Call a friend to get answer. Okay. So imagine you're in a game show and you were about to you were up for $1 million question, and you have to call a friend to ask him a question, and he has the answer. So or at least you're looking for an answer from him. So one of the actions, or let's see, one of the actions that you can do, it's let's call it call a friend to get answer. So what, first of all, so what is the thing that we would need in order to call a friend to get answer? I mean, one of few of the things.
String phone number.
Okay, good. That's pretty good. So friend's phone number. So friend's phone. Beautiful. What else?
String friend's name.
Okay, all right. I mean, we could assume, but yeah, that's good. Friend's name. Beautiful. That is true. Yes. What else? Let's not miss the most important thing here, but let's see. You got 10 seconds.
A question.
Exactly. Yeah, that is the
Oh
most.
my god.
Yeah. So it's a string question. Without the question, really, that's the most important part.
Yeah, we'd totally lose.
Yeah. You'll call it like, "Hey man, what's up? Oh man, I forgot the question. There goes $1 million."
Wow.
So, and do we need anything for this action to return anything to us? What do we need? Why are we calling him?
To get the answer.
Exactly. So this action, we're performing this action and we're giving it this information, arguments or parameters, and we're expecting something of an answer. So let's just call it answer. So we could just make believe that we have a type called answer, right? Or it could be a string, correct? So it could just be a string there. Um, do you guys understand why why we're expecting a string, like that is the return type? or it could be an answer type.
Get an integer, but that would be a lot harder to interpret if it wasn't.
Exactly. No. So you're sort of correct there. You're definitely sort of correct, and you are because also remember that string can also represent integers as well. I mean, they could represent numbers. But you're correct. You're correct. So if it could be good enough if the answer is just integers. Yes. But let's kind of be more generic and go with strings. But yeah, so do you guys understand that it's gonna be some kind of some kind of number or string or word or something, right? Okay, so
Good.
yeah, so this is good. I mean, you guys totally get this, and you guys are good with this right here. Okay, so well, I'm gonna copy and paste this here, and I'm going to open our project. You guys remember our project here? It's over here. You just click there. But yeah, let's see how we're looking here. Let's see how it's feeling. Because this is good right here. This is good. This is the good stuff. Oh, okay. Look at that. So we got person. We got a person here. So this is a class person here. Let's call it public again. Yeah, okay, let's just call it class. Okay, so class person. And we have this. So let's say I'm going to copy and paste here. I mean, it's going to crash and it's not going to work, but let's just see what we can do here. Jump. Boy. Okay. Blips. Blips. Do you guys know why I'm putting those brackets and what they are?
That's if we want more. We want to treat them as functions, right?
Yep, exactly. The parameters, these two things means it's a function, and this is whatever's inside the function. So basically, the opening bracket is the beginning of the function, and the closing bracket is the end of the function.
You wouldn't happen to be familiar with a game that is called Cave Story?
Cave Story? No. Is it good? Is it
excellent? If you like Metroidvania style games, it was made in 2004 by a Japanese developer, totally for free, adapted by Nintendo for the Wii.
Damn.
The main characters are all characters, literal characters. Curly Brace is named one.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, is another. Yeah.
Let me save it for later. Cave Story.
If you've ever heard of Undertale.
I have, but I never played it, sadly.
Undertale is inspired by Cave Story. The name is literally Cave Story, just different words.
Oh, yeah, it is Undertale. Yes, you're correct. Yeah, I always wanted to play Undertale because I mean I used to like those old school RPGs. I played pretty much every single one of them back in the day, and but lately I just haven't gotten into it. Mostly just Dota 2 or PUBG or World of Warcraft or something.
Yeah, it's a cute, cheesy, short game.
No, yeah, I wanted to make one. But,
I'll tell you what, that game itself has inspired me. I've been trying to work on stuff like that for a few years now.
Oh, which one? Undertale?
Yep.
Yeah, no, I've seen some of the parts and it's really good. It gives you that feel.
Yeah. Well, the developer, Toby Fox, made it like pretty much on his own.
No, yeah, that's hardcore. That's that's pretty crazy. Like people that go off and do that, and you could make good games just like that guy, man. It's the thing. I mean, it's all about hitting the right spots. Also, what's the name of that other dude? It's like a farming game. What's the name of that farming game?
Farming game?
Cross. Is Animal Crossing? No, not Animal Crossing.
Yeah, Animal Crossings is one. You
No, but it's on a Steam, and a lot of people like it. It's like a farm kind of game that you farm stuff, and then you do. Damn it, it's gonna bother me. It's one of the top Steam games, and a lot of people play it. And you farm stuff, and you make food, and then you do all sorts of stuff.
I'm drawing a blank on that one.
Yeah. Let me see. Let's go for top farming games. I'm gonna kick myself. It's based on Harvest Moon.
Stardew Valley.
Yeah, that one. Yes, yeah. It's based on Harvest Moon. Yeah, Stardew Valley. Yeah, yeah. If it's all about making the right type of game, with the right feel. I think it's and finding friends that can do art, because art is very important.
You know of Angry Birds, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, another one. Yes.
The developers for that said they tried for years. They made like 10 games, and then finally they had like this cute bird, and they just made a silly little slingshot game, and
boom.
That's all it took.
And that dude with Flappy Bird too, that bastard. God damn it.
Yeah, Flappy Bird.
That freaking Flappy Bird guy, man, he made that money. So someday, that's the thing. We got to be there to make that money. Got to be at the right time to make that money, because we can make Flappy Bird. Just got to make it at the right time.
Flappy Bird.
In the right place. Yeah. I mean, all he did was just rip off Mario's Water or one of the other ones,
Mario's Water.
Yeah, the Water Stage or one of the other ones. Because it's the physics. But yes, yeah. Once we get this, and also this is kind of important here, and this concept that we're going over right now is extremely important, especially to gaming, because every single thing that you're going to be encountering in a video game is a class. Well, almost everything. It's a class. So the more familiar and the better you become in understanding the concept of a class and what a class can do and how you can interact with it, sort of the better and the easier you'll get into games or anything really. And also, this concept, we're going over this concept here in C#, right? But it works with pretty much every programming that currently exists. The concept of an object that has methods and properties. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, it's absolutely critical. Most languages.
Yeah. So that's why I think we're going to kind of drill ourselves and keep doing it and getting the hang of it until it kind of becomes second nature. Because the more the more you understand this, the more you could understand pretty much everything we do, because everything we will be encountering with C# and gaming or anything in particular, really, even JavaScript and Java or anything has classes in it, or has the concept that you have an object and that object can have properties or methods. And but yeah, that's kind of important. And of course, so the object can perform, like I said, methods and can perform things. Okay. So yeah, no. So I think later on probably can figure it around and do a little game-ish action and see, because you never know. I mean, it's out there and just gotta be at the right time in the right place. Even those games, what's the name? Doki Doki Water Club or something? Literature Club, I think.
I downloaded that, but I haven't looked at it yet.
I heard the game is amazing. I've never played it, but all my friends saying it's really good. So I'll probably check it out. All right. So continuing. Do you see? This is good. This is why I think these classes are kind of good, because, I mean, it's kind of interactive, and it kind of drives you and helps you drive and understand certain things. Okay, so continuing. Right. Okay, so whatever's in here. Okay, so we have methods. Whatever's in here is going to consist of the function or method. And we have another one here. Shablip. Beautiful. Okay. So this right here, this is a class. I mean, this is money right here. You guys see this? This is money. So again, what's a class? Anybody remember?
It's another name for a method, right?
Nope.
Ah,
Aha. Remember, a class is an an abstract object that represents an idea, or well, it represents an idea of an object in the real world, or a non-real. So basically, this is, well, it's a code object that represents something that exists or doesn't exist, like an idea, a person, a car, pretty much anything. So in this case, what are we representing with this class? Well, a person, right? Yeah, I know it's easy, but I want you to, flow. It's all about the flow. Yeah, it's a person. And what is this class representing? It's representing a person. That's all. That's all it's doing. Okay, so Dave, what's a class? Give me what you got.
What the?
No, what's a class? What's the concept of a class? What is it?
Oh, it represents an object in the real world, some sort of abstract idea.
Yeah, or an idea. It could represent an idea or an object, or anything in the real world or non-real. Basically, it's just some code that represents something. That's what a class is. Uh, because remember, we're moving into what is called object-oriented programming. Let me look it up. Let me put it over here. Right. So, object-oriented programming. So, use objects. Well, use and manipulate, pretty much. Yeah, use, manipulate objects that represent ideas or things in the real world. Well, idea or things. They don't even have to be in the real world. I don't even know. Yeah, yeah. It's just an object that represents an idea or a thing. Pretty straightforward here. So that's what object-oriented programming. So let's jump back a second, and for example, if I were messing around with a bank, if I worked in a bank, I was going to program something in a bank, correct? What kind of objects would I be dealing with, or I would want to create?
I mean, literally, you want people, accounts,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
probably different kinds of currencies.
Yes.
Bank products like CDs and savings account.
Yes. Exactly. So all of those things will be objects in our bank world. What if I was in a game, in a video game? I was in an RPG. I'm in World of Warcraft, or I'm in the Lord of the Rings. I created a Lord of the Rings game. What kind of objects should I have in my magical world?
Oh man, you want me to get into specifics now?
No, well, no. Just give me a few. Just give me a few. I mean, well, there's food, right? Magical
Race.
food.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they got characters, elves, right? They're
Weapons,
Puppets.
dungeons.
weapons, dungeons, magic, right? I mean, you can't really see magic, but it is definitely something that should be an object. Magic books, perhaps. So so basically, yeah. So you see that we're coming along, and we're going to be dealing with objects that again represent ideas or things. Okay, so moving on. So in this, we're just representing a person. Okay. Sleep, run, call a friend to get an answer. Okay, so where we're here, do me a favor. We already went through what a function or is, right? Or a method is. What's missing here? Anyone know?
Return.
Exactly. And let's just say it's going to return an answer or something. Well, some kind of answer. Okay, so hopping back into functions and how they work. Um, Remember, the most important thing about programming and doing doing some functions and methods is going line by line. And remember that a computer programming, well, you're doing programming, you are talking to a computer. Basically, you're breaking down problems and trying to describe them to a computer, which is very stupid, right? It's like a baby. So you have to break things down into steps, logical steps, and then give it to the computer so the computer can read step by step and hopefully that it makes sense. So then the computer can produce uh, a result or do some task. Okay, so now this is good here. So remember all about the flow, right? Programming is all about flow and thinking things, from one step to another step to another step. So this is very important that you remember that. So do you guys remember when we went over the flow of one second, the flow of the controller and the actions, like what happened after we clicked on a link, and then where did that link take us?
Roster.
Before that, you're correct.
Okay.
So the link told you to go where and what kind of information did the link provide us, and how did it help us to get through the flow and continue through the flow? Remember, the link gave us the controller name and the action. So remember, you have to break it step by step. Don't go straight to the answer, especially in programming. You have to. So what is the first thing when you click? What happened? Where did you go?
The home controller.
Boom. Yes.
Action. Add member.
Exactly. Or roster. Yes. So
Right.
again, the flow. The flow was you clicked on the link, you went to the controller, right? Clicked on the link, went to the controller, and then in that controller, you went to one of these actions. Well, up here. One of these actions, right? That is the flow. Remember, try to slow things down and break things into steps. Don't think of it all at once and or just go straight to the answer. Break it step by step. It's going to save you a lot of time and grief. Uh, okay, so good. So now, while you have that in your mind, we have this function, this method. It's called call a friend to get an answer. So, um, hmm. Assume that we have functions that does this in a way, like it already works somehow, right? We have magical way called that it's well, I mean, describe to me what we need to do. I want you to make this function work. Okay. Well, what's the first step here? Okay. Dave, give me the first step.
Hmm. Let's see. Well,
You have 10
we,
seconds.
we want to get a variable
Hmm.
called friend's
Friends?
phone number.
Well, we already have it. Remember, we're passing. Once we get here, we
Okay.
already have the friend's phone number, we have
Uh,
the friend's name, and we have the question.
no, the variable is just friends then.
Okay. How would that work?
Friends equal string
Nope.
friend's name.
Well, we already have friends. Okay. Well, let me see where this goes. Sure.
Plus friend's phone.
Okay. Don't know where we're going, but okay. Let's think about it. Okay. What does that do?
Oh gosh.
Okay. Failed. Failed, my friend. Failed. I mean, remember, assume that you have friend's phone, friend's name, and the question. So breaking down what do we do? Okay, to make it easier for you, I'm sorry. Um, Assume that we have something called um, get get answer. Oops, wait. Yeah, damn it.
Complete.
Get answer,
Jesus.
and you give get answer. You give it a friend's name or something. Friend's name, actually friend's phone number, friend's phone, and the question, and you get the answer. Assume that we have that here. Okay, so what do we do? I mean, what is it? And remember, this gives you the answer right here if you pass that to it. So what is the first things we need? Or how can I get, return the answer that we want? You see it?
I know you're making it abstract, but I'm totally like
No, I am, yeah, on
not
purpose.
picking up what you're putting down there.
No, yeah. It is no, it's totally fine. I'm doing it on purpose.
Get answer.
All right. Let's see. Question. Okay, so I'm gonna take this away. Well, let's remember let's say we have this function here. I'm gonna cut it outside. And you have a function that this, returns an answer. You know, well, it gives you a string. So the string is going to be the answer here. It returns answer. So we have another function or method, right? That you can use to get the answer. And you could use this in here. I'm kind of making it a little bit more complicated, my bad. But just because we're using a function inside another function. But yeah, so again, I want to call a friend and get an answer. What do I need? I mean, what can how can I do this? Aha. I know. My bad. This is a little bit tricksy.
I'm already googling Stack Exchange for this.
No, it's pretty straightforward. Remember, because this is what you guys need to start getting into, kind of thinking, thinking about puzzles and functions and questions and stuff. Because what if I say just return? I mean, well, I could just do it like this. Look, variable, right? Or just string. Let's call it answer equals get answer, and then I pass it. What does it need to work? It's a friend's phone, right? And the question, let's see, and then I could just return an answer. Let's see, right there. That's how that would work, sort of. This is a little bit, I think it's a little bit advanced or just a little bit more confusing. So I think I'm gonna let me change it up a little bit. All right, let's create a different one. I mean, we'll come back to this one another time or later on, but for now, I think it's a little bit confusing because we're using this kind of magical function already that we're not creating everything we need. It's not encapsulated. Okay, so for now, I'm gonna take this away. Well, but before we move on, though, you guys understand that I'm using a function here, and I'm providing it a friend's name and a question, and magically this gives, returns an answer, and that answer goes here, and then that return that. Yeah, that's probably a little bit advanced yet. No worries, no worries. Okay, prank caller, prank caller. Let's go back and we shall come back here later on. It's a little tricksy. Okay, so now remember, there's a method or a function. Let's see. So now let's go back up here. Okay. And remember, guys, don't be discouraged or anything. Some of the stuff, it's kind of a knack that you will need to get or develop and understand. I mean, at first it's going to seem a little bit, hard or difficult. It won't make sense. But once it does, it's going to be pretty decent. Just gotta, overcome that first, that little bump at the beginning. Okay. Yeah, that was kind of a weird example here. Well, let me just do this here. Okay, so we have an action, or a method. Let's create another method. Let's create another property, and let's call it hit points or something, right? Oh yeah. Again, hit points will be an integer. Okay. And let's just leave it at void for now. That works. Well, let's create a few. Let's create check hit points. Let's see. Sorry about that. Can't type today. All right, check hit points. So we have, a property called hit points. Check hit points and actually, yeah, it's an integer. All right, so I want check hit points, and check hit points is going to tell us how many hit points we have. So what do you think should go in here? Anyone know? What do we need to return, or what do we need to let them know?
Well, we're going to want the amount of hit points to return.
Yeah, so what are we returning? Do we have, well, we have the amount of hit points, right? By hit points.
Yeah, yeah, it would be assumed, I guess.
Yeah. That's okay. So that's good, right there, right?
We need something to calculate, though.
Well, not yet, not yet. Let's see. We will soon. We will soon.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, I see. I see now.
yeah. Yeah. Now all this is all I want this to do is just to check return how many hit points we have. And does that accomplish
Yeah.
what we're trying to do? Yeah, it does. Okay, so now let's go down here. Let's make it the whole thing here. Okay. Make this smaller maybe. That's fine. Okay, check hit points. So now this is let's do do it like that for now. Do a little bit something a little bit more. Let's see. Mm, give me 1 second because all right. Drink potion if not full HP. Well, let's just call it hit points. All right. Okay, so I want to create a function or a method, right? It's called drink potion if not full hit points. Okay. So let's assume that I'm gonna, I have something called, I'm passing something called a potion to it, right? So I'm gonna drink this potion. Okay. Okay, so, hmm. Okay. Also, now I need you to pay attention to this, right? Max AP max hit points equals 20. Okay. I am currently stating that the max hit points I could have currently is 20. I am doing that in a property because I can do that because I'm the programmer and we can do anything pretty much. Um, so I'm doing that right here. Are you guys good with this?
Good.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm going to move these to another place for now. Is that okay? I'm gonna move these
Okay.
down. Yeah, I'm gonna move these down for now. That way we have more space here. Mhm. And to save space. This is just for saving space. Don't get confused. Okay, so we're getting a little bit more complex here. And remember, we're trying to solve a problem, and we have to break it down by steps. And let's just sound things out. Whenever you're coding, whenever you're writing code, try to describe what you're trying to do in words. You could even write it down here in words and then translate that into actual code or coding statements, C# statements. So uh, if I want to drink a potion, if not full hit points, so what does that mean? What do you think we want? So, well, first of all, why would I want to drink the potion if not full hit points?
The
Go ahead.
potion. Presumably, it'll restore your hit points.
Yep, yep. That is a good point. I should have. It's a healing potion. Let's see. I mean, we'll get healing potion here. Healing potion. Yeah, that is true. So we have a healing potion. Um, and I want to drink it, but when do I want to drink it?
If hit points not equal to max hit point.
Yeah, yeah. So let's do this. So, okay. So Dave, what is the first thing, or describe to me what I should be writing or what I should be doing? Remember,
Sounds like
well, I mean, just type it out, or just describe it, and I will type it out in words. Not even code
if
yet. Okay.
if the hit points not equal to max hit points,
All right.
drink healing potion.
Nice, nice. I dig it. I dig it. Let me max. Yeah, that is correct actually. Where's this? Okay, then drink healing potion. Healing potion. Shabloops. Boom. That's correct. That makes sense. That is actually that is very nice. Okay, so do you guys see what we just did? We sounded out. We kind of described. We put our problem into words, and we put it in here. So that is the first thing that you should always do. It's called pseudocode. Remember that. Remember that word. Yes. That's you're gonna be your bread and butter right there. I'm gonna put it in the sweet right here. Pseudocode. Yeah, so all it is uh, just a description of your code, of description of what you want your code to do. It doesn't have to be strictly syntactically correct, but logically it should make sense when you read it and when you go through it. Let's see what you want your program to do. Okay. When you go to job interviews for programming, they will ask you, they will give you a problem exactly how we are doing, and they will ask you to do it in pseudocode. So they will ask you exactly to do, and they will probably give you something like this problem that we're doing right now. And yeah, so let's see. Yeah, so you will have to kind of do something similar to this. So did we describe what we needed to do when I mean in words? Do you think this is good? It is. It is. It makes sense, right? So
Yes.
so if hit points is not max, this means not equal, which we will get on your on your sweet paper soon. I mean, it could just not equal. Let's call it not equal. There you go.
I think the bang is good.
Yeah, yeah. Are you guys good with this? The bang? Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That means not equal. Let me just put it over here somewhere. So not from now on, two equals is gonna be is gonna means equal. Equal.
That's an equivalency.
Yeah, that is equivalent. That means equal. So you're checking for equivalency. Yep. Equivalency. There you go. Not equals. Well, means not equal. Okay. So you guys see where we're going. We're kind of getting into the basic logic gates and just basic logic. Okay. Just so we're since we're already here, right? Um, two ands means and in logic. We will go over that later when we do, you know, if statements and whatnot. This means and for logic checks, if checks, and this is or. For logic if checks. I will be posting this on our channel later on, I mean on our group, but you know, just keep this in mind. Okay, so this kind of makes sense here. I mean, we have so let's turn this into actual code. So if it happens that C# has the construct called an if statement. It's pretty sweet. So the way an if statement works is you put in parentheses whatever you want to evaluate to true or false. If it's true, you do whatever is inside the parentheses. Well, these bracket thingies, whatever those things are called. So if hit points. So in this case, which hit points am I checking? This? I mean, this is what it refers to, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is what is representing our hit points here, right? And not equals max hit points. This is what's representing our max hit points right now, right? Which is 20. I mean, I could just have the number 20, but not. In this case, this is what's representing it. And drink healing potion. So let's make believe that we have a function called drink. And that function takes a healing potion, or takes a potion. All right? But let's pretend we don't have that for now. Okay, so this is, you guys ready? I'm about to bang your head a little bit more. I hope you're ready. Ready to bang? Okay. Yeah, hope you're ready. Yeah. Your mind is going to be charging me alimony later on too, so get ready. That's right. Gonna do that mind action. Okay. Gonna be effing it. Okay, so yeah, so if hit points not equals max hit points, which means that we need to take it, right? And we have a healing potion, and let's assume the healing potion fills you up. Okay, so in our code, right? So how do we fill up our hit points? What represents our hit points and how do we fill them up, or how do you think we fill them up? I mean, just pretend that we have a healing potion, right? And it's good.
We're going to end up either removing the healing potion or decreasing the count.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
Not working on that. Okay.
Yeah, we're kind of, well, so let's forget about the healing potion, right? Let's pretend that we're taking the healing potion, right?
We just changed the number of points.
Yeah, pretty much, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know it's kind of drink healing potion. All right. So remember, we are writing the actual drinking of the potion, right? Because that's what this is what the action we're trying to do. So in our world, what is a representation of us drinking a potion, a healing potion?
Our hit points goes up.
Exactly, yeah. Oh, shit, yes. Which means that hit points, right? Yeah, like you guys said it just now. equals to what?
Max hit point.
Exactly, yeah, max hit points.
Oh, and he said max hit points. He didn't say 20.
Exactly, yes. So you see, you guys, yeah, that is correct. It's very important not to don't hard code too many numbers if you can help it.
Yeah.
Um, so yes, do you guys see how we just what we're trying to get here, or we're trying to practice, is the marshalling of information to the computer to break things into steps, simple steps that we can describe to the computer and to ourselves, so the computer can understand and we can complete the task. Uh, and again, we just did the actual. We just wrote the actual drink potion function. That's pretty much what it would do. Now I have an assignment for you. You have 1 minute to do this. Are you ready?
Alrighty.
Okay. Do you have? I mean, do you guys have a text thingy open or whatever, or do you guys have anywhere that you can type?
Yeah.
All right. How about you, Dave?
Looking.
Yeah. I mean, open up WordPad or anything really.
Let's see.
Let me know when you're ready. I mean, you could just have this thing open too, the Visual Studio.
Ow.
Yeah. Or WordPad. WordPad's fine. Let me know when you're ready. Do you have it?
Notepad.
Well, anything, any kind of text editor. Because I'm going to ask you to write a function or a method.
Okay.
Let me know when you're ready.
Ready.
Okay. I want you guys to write the drink potion. Drink potion. Yeah. Just write the drink potion method. It's simpler. It's easier. Just drink potion. Mhm.
Potion.
Yep. Just straight up drink potion. We did the hard version. You guys have 30 seconds. Mhm.
Taking like a string.
We definitely soon we'll start doing more exercise because that's how you kind of learn and practice. Mm. Mhm. All right, all right. Let's see where you guys at. Are you guys on where we at? We're using Discord, right? Okay. On the channel, type what you wrote or copy paste. Okay. Let's see.
How's my copies?
Mm.
I kind of fudged that up, but I hope it makes sense.
Let's see. Well, it's kind of the other way. But yeah, no. Well, that's yeah, that's kind of backwards. Remember that single equal, the assignment goes on the left, and the check goes on the right. Somewhat. All right. 1 hit points equals.
That's a typo. One is
Yeah. What? Let's see. What was that?
I forgot. Holy son of a gun. Wait.
Okay. Oh, I see. Yes.
did all
Hit
kinds of
points.
weird
Yeah. Got you. Okay. Yeah, I was looking at that. And I'm like, yeah. So you mean you mean hit points equals max hit points? Yes, that is correct.
stuff. Yeah, that's what I was getting.
Yeah. Okay, Dave, what you got? Show me what you got. Show me what you got. Like those dudes.
There you go.
Okay, let's see.
Take a string called
Okay. All right. Hit point not.
Return max.
No.
Damn it.
Well, is there no? Well, you're returning, but sort of, maybe not. Maybe. Also, why are you taking? Let's see. In a sort of weird way, it's sort of correct, but in the way what we're trying to do, it's not. Like what we're asking for, it's not. Let's do it ourselves now. Are we ready? Okay, let's write it. Yeah, that's kind of a weird way to go about it, but yeah. So let's write it ourselves. So void and potion. Well, the first thing is, what do we need to pass it to it? What is the thing that we established that we need in order to drink a potion?
Hit points.
No, it's a healing potion.
A healing potion.
Yeah.
What?
It's the same thing. I just ask you to basically drink potion, right? But don't check to see if you're full or not. Just drink it. Let's see. So what we're supposed to do here is just take a potion. And since we're just drinking the potion, what is that the equivalent to us? How do we drink a potion? How do we know we drank a potion?
Our hit points would go up.
Yeah, that exactly. Yes.
Or in this case, we maxed out.
Exactly, yeah. Hit points equals max hit points. Yeah, that's all it would do. I mean, you give it a potion. We don't even need, I guess, we don't even need this anymore. I mean, this is for more, because we're not even using this thing here, right? At least not yet. All we're doing is just saying that when we drink a potion, a healing potion, we are setting our hit points to max. And that's kind of what it does. And so far so good. Are you guys good with this somewhat?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. Let me see. So we're good here. We're good here. So building on this, and we have max hit points. Now I have another. Now I have another quick assignment for you. You have 3 minutes. Are you ready? Yeah. Actually,
Yes.
maybe I'll give you 5. Okay. Now, create a function that takes as a parameter a potion. I'm going to type it out for you. You have to figure it out, okay? Create function or method. Well, create method takes a potion, a potion parameter, right? Which is a string. Let's just say it's a string, right? A string potion argument. And if the potion is bad, then lose 10 health. Or HP. If the potion is good, then gain 10. Let me there you go. Can you guys read this thing here? Okay. And now that call the method take potion. Yeah, call it method take potion. All right, you have 3 minutes. Go. Well, actually, you have 5 minutes. You have 5 minutes. Do the do. They're pretty clear. Let me remove these actually. Okay. All right, there you go. Okay, that is the description. You have 4 minutes. Go, 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 go. Gonna be checking my email, checking my Facebook. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Twitch. Got 3 minutes, plus. Oh yeah, get ready for computer science exams. Oh yeah.
Sounds like C++
Yeah.
all over again.
Hey, you guys done? No, you
I'm
need
done.
4 more minutes. Oh, you guys done?
I'm done.
All right. Give you 1 or 2 more minutes. Go ahead.
Say I'm pretty hopeless at this point.
No, no, no. Don't worry. I'll give you 1 more minute. 1 more minute. Take your time. Remember, sound out what you're trying to do and trying to describe, and then write it and then change it over to code. Just pseudocode it. Basically, I gave you the answer in pseudocode in a way, which really I did. But how much time has passed? Is it 5 minutes? I'm not sure. Yeah, I'll give you guys 1 more minute. Take your time, or let me know if you're good.
I'm good.
All right. You need 2 more minutes, Dan? It's okay. Take your time.
I'd be happy to concede at this point.
You
I've
sure?
got stuff down, but I'm just not making the mark here.
Okay, no, it's fine. Yeah, this is good. This is good. Okay, so let's see. Okay. What you got, Dave? Let me see what you got. Show me what you're working with. Let me see.
Oh, I typed it in a new message.
Oh, okay. So, can you guys see?
Void, take potion, string, take a.
Okay. Well, let's see. So, can you guys see the left and the right?
Yes.
Okay. So let's see. So, well, first thing, method take potion. So method take potion. That's good.
The
Okay.
name, take potion.
Okay.
Take
Takes an
string
argument. String potion. Good. Okay. So if the potion, all right.
It was a bad function.
Well, no, it is sort of. God damn, that's good and bad. That is good. This is good. This is good. This is good. It's kind of my fault that this part here is a little bit not clear. But else hit points up equals hit points plus 10.
Ben, yes.
No, that's fine. That's fine. This is good. I would give you at least 75% of the credit here. Maybe yeah, 75 because I mean this is not correct here. The idea is correct, but you guys are forgetting something. Which will we go over in a little bit. So this is good though. I will give you a fist bump for this. Okay, you ready? I am giving you a fist bump right now. Okay.
All right.
Because that's not bad. Okay, Dan, you got something, or should I go and do the do? Let's see.
That's what I got there.
Well, that's correct. In a way, yes. You guys are forgetting a couple of things. Was that?
I said it's a little ugly.
No, it's almost perfect. I mean, you guys sort of, you guys have the same thing. I would give you exactly 75% as well. So you guys kind of, yeah, you guys definitely got, yeah, you definitely got points. At least 70, I think.
So what's the part that we're missing?
Well, let's write it, shall we? Let's do it ourselves. Well, one thing that you guys forget, right? It's like, remember I said that it's a string potion, right? So, I mean, you have it correctly, you sort of, but you kind of, you forget about the equal sign as well. So let's see. Let's do it ourselves. Let's do it. Let's read the lines and see how we do.
You wanted the equivalency?
Yes, that's exactly. Yeah. Because that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to establish whether or not something is equivalent. But let's do it step by step. Okay, so method. Okay, you guys ready? Let's write it out. Void. Okay, so the method take potion. We did that. Okay, add an argument that is a string potion, right? Okay. Okay. All right. So far so good. So if the potion is bad, lose 10 health. Let's do that first. Okay, right? So remember we learned what the if statement was up here, right? I know we haven't really learned it, but we're kind of. So you guys remember this? If this. That's one of the things we're going to be putting on our notes soon. We haven't um, we haven't really encountered it uh, in a normal way, normal environment, in a legit way. So let's say the if potion. Um, so how do I check if something is equal to another? Anyone remember?
Equals equals.
Exactly. You guys remember up here, right? Equals equals. So that is equivalency. So equals equals. So equal to bad. Now, I want you to do me a favor and say, what type of information is potion in our world over here in this function?
String, as we've defined.
Exactly. So we could say, we could do something like this. If potion.
Oh,
Aha, you see, you've got to use the
man.
types. Yeah, no, you can't be forgetting about the types of
Yeah.
information. Can't be forgetting about that. Okay, so if potions equal to bad, then what do we do? Hit points equals hit points minus 10. Does that make sense at all? We're
Yes.
Absolutely.
beautiful. So you guys understand this notation? Like equals this minus this. Okay, great. That's actually will save us a lot of time if you guys are good with this. So what is the next thing we need to do? If the potion is good, then gain 10.
Copy paste that and put good in.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Just go like blip, blop, good.
Did it seriously put you right on top of the good too?
The what? I'm sorry.
What? I'm sorry. Never mind.
Right here. Oh, you mean like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you double click, it does that. It's very useful. Like if you double click a word, it will highlight the word. Like there's different ways you could do all sorts of things.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was pressing control there. Okay. So there we go. So hit points and take a potion here. So this is good. This is good right here. Are you guys good with this so far?
Yes.
Yeah, this makes total sense, right? Okay, so now I'm gonna add one. Let's say. So if potion is, well, just poison, then you die, which means your hit points goes to 0. So how do I implement that?
If parenthesis potion equal quotes poison, hit points equals 0.
Yeah, pretty much, right? Poison. Hit points equals what?
0.
0. And then you have died.
You could skip the hit points altogether and just declare a game over.
Yeah. Well, what happens is like you have certain functions that check this, and if it ever hits 0 or something, you summon or you call that screen in a way. But yes, so can I delete this? Actually, I'm going to add this to our Hmm.
Good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff file here. Let me make it bigger here. Right here. Also, I'm gonna be putting this whole project in. Yeah, I guess you want this project, right? Because that's what we're working on. It makes sense, right? I mean, I could
And I
just
could just
zip the project.
Do you want us? Are you saying we're gonna work on this as like an actual thing? We're gonna try and make a game of some sort.
Oh no, no. Well, yeah, maybe, but I mean, this project that we have right now, I could just give it to you. That way, you guys can use it
use
for
it
Oh,
for
the
studying.
project files.
Yeah, the project
project
files. Yes,
file.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mhm. Let's see. So I am going to post. I mean, I'm going to paste this into our good file, the good stuff file. Remember, it's up to you to look at this later on and put it into some kind of order. Because right now we just have a whole bunch of stuff. And I will put this file with the updated file into our uh, our Facebook group. Okay. Um, yeah, and also this project I will upload it into our Facebook group. That way you can open it and play around yourselves. I'm going to put this as comments. Do you guys see? Do you guys remember what comments are? These two
These two
slashes here.
slashes.
Double slashes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the slash and the
Lip.
Y if you want a multi-line.
Yeah. If you want a multi-line, well, one easy way. You see these dudes here up here coming out. It does it for
Does
you.
it for
No way.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah. So if you just want to coming out of huge parts of the project, all you have to do is just that. I mean, there's also this,
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
and this, which is whatever's between that. It's a comment. So let's put that on our cool. Okay. Again, I think I'm gonna make a kind of wiki that, or something that is easier to read. Um, this is comment, and this is
If
comment.
if you did wanna like, because you were talking about you know doing something like that. If we wanted to develop like a web thing of some sort, that would be a neat project.
Yes, yes. You mean like a wiki or just like an actual website or something?
Yeah, yeah, either.
Yeah, no, I think so. And then we could host it anywhere, really. I mean, it's just
I
like,
mean, there are a lot of services that already accept wiki forms
hmm.
pretty standard. I don't know if I'd want to mess with that, but it would be a nice project all the same.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, there's like tons of wikis that make it really, really easy. But I think, well, we will need to start working on our own project that we can have on the web and we can expand. And we will be doing that soon. Actually, pretty quick because we're going rather well, somewhat fast. This is sort of there's two things that it's extremely important for us to understand and sort of yeah to get and understand. One is classes. Do you guys think? I mean, you sort of have an idea, at least a basic idea of what a class is, and when I say we're describing a class or we're making a class, and it has properties and it has methods, which are actions or functions. You guys are good with that part so far, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And again, we're going to be hammering this over and over and over because it is very important. Um, the next one is, which we'll probably do that on the next one, are the actual constructs for programming, which are loops. Okay, so programming constructs. I'm just going to write this here. And this is bread and butter for programming, right? Okay, so one variables. You guys already understand variables, right? They're
Yeah.
just storage in memory that holds information, and it has a name. Two. The next one is logical statements. For example, do you guys understand and, ifs, ands, and ifs? Controls. They're called control statements. Let me just back that up. Sorry. Control statements. For now, just
those
if.
kind of things.
Yes.
Yeah.
For now, the only one we can enter is just the if statement, and it's pretty straightforward. So, control.
That's the word I was thinking of.
Controls. Yeah, that is included in here. Controls the flow of your program. Again, we will be doing these later, or I mean, on the next one most likely. Um, yeah, controls the flow of your program. If statement. So if statements and yeah, what is that? Well, equivalency pretty much. Equivalency checks, etc. Okay. You guys understood what the if statement is pretty much, correct? It's branching.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very straightforward. Yeah. All right. You good with that, Dave?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, just making sure. Um, oops. Damn it. Ah, some bitch.
You all right?
I'm not okay. I think There we go. I made it full screen. I always forget which one is a full screen short key or shortcut.
F11.
Yeah, it's the one of the F's, maybe 10 or 11. Okay, so variables, control statements, and loops. Oh yeah. Oh, let me see. This is flow control and loops. So loops are used. Do you guys understand what the concept of loops is, or what a loop is?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it's repeat a task or piece of code a number of times. So yeah, if you want to go through a list, uh, you go through it. If you want to go, if you wanted to count from 1 to 50, or go through a whole bunch of, you'd read all the variables in a list, or just process something a number of times. That's why you would use loops. Well, process something, list, etc. I mean, you guys understand. Okay, variables. Oh, one thing that we need to do. 1.5. Well, we're gonna have two twos there. 3 and son of a bitch. Did it again. 4. These are data types, which we have not encountered, so that is going to be next as well. Data types, well, what data types, what does that mean to you? Types of data, pretty straightforward, right? So far, give me a data type that we've encountered. Give me a couple.
Integers. Strings.
Yep. Integers, strings. Yes, it's straightforward, right? Beautiful. All right. Just so you guys know, there are such thing called collections, which is another way of saying that it's a data type that holds many of a certain type. So you could have a data type, let's say it's called an array, that holds a bunch of integers.
You're saying that an array is a collection?
Yep, it's a collection.
Okay.
We're not going to get into it 100% yet, but we will get there. There's also something called a list. Let's say string. So there are other data types that represent a collection. So in a way, let's say an integer represents one number, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's say I have an array of integers that represents the ages of everybody in my class, or represents the names. Well, I mean, if it was string, the names of everybody in my class. So it's just a collection of a type. Again, we're not going deep inside of data types and collections yet, but that is going to be next time. This is just kind of a preview of what we're going to be encountering next. Okay, so variables, we're good with variables, I think. And variables, these are going to be kind of data, type of variables that we're going to be encountering later on. And a type of data type that we've encountered is a class as well. Class is sort of like, you guys notice that these things kind of exist already. They're system defined, right? Classes is more like user defined. You could just make them up. Okay. So variables. So next time, data types, flow control. For these, I will definitely make some kind of probably some presentation to help out because this is important. Okay. So we got classes. We understand the concept, and then we're going to move on to flow control statements and loops. And then after that, man, that's when the real stuff happens, man. That's where the magic happens, because we pretty much are going to have all the tools that we need, or that we need to do anything, to do most programs or most tasks that we need to accomplish. So again, so are you guys sort of comfortable what we did today with this class? Are you okay there, Dave?
Yes, I am.
Okay, it's kind of loud. Let's see.
As soon as I get my my computer back in working shape, I plan on taking some time to work with these.
Yes, yeah.
They're solid.
Yeah, go over especially the class. And I think the best way of doing this, we could probably start our own, like a little mini video game, maybe, just to express classes and things like that. Because might as well, continue the idea.
Be wanting Unity for that, or is this something we can do without?
No, we could do it without. At least just to get the concept. I mean, once we get the concept, because Unity is mostly for graphics.
Okay.
So we'll be building this sort of engine, and if you could say that, or the characters or the logic of the game. And then once you have that, then we could just copy and paste all these classes straight into Unity. And Unity will understand oh shit, okay, so you have a person. And then we could sort of throw some sprites on top of it, or actions on top of it. And Unity will kind of understand what that is. I mean, we'll have to and whatnot, but that's how it would work.
Sounds fair.
Yeah, but for now, I mean, we still don't understand these things fully, but we will get there. We will definitely get there. Okay, so again, slowly but surely, we're getting some of these concepts, and I know they might not be 100% clear yet, but once we do, it's gonna be pretty pimp. So one last thing before we move on to the next lesson, or for the break, is one thing you need to get accustomed to is this is the abstract class. This is sort of the idea of it. It is not the solid version of a person. I mean, sorry, not this. This here. This is just the abstract class, right? If we wanted to create a real person that we can use, basically we would have to instantiate it like this. We will get, I mean, we will get there later. I mean, we will start using it later, but I hope you guys start understanding what the difference is between.
I have a code problem on a little project I started to do this that is exactly that at this point. I've got to get used to those.
Yes, yeah, because this is kind of the blueprint. All this is just a blueprint. That is, this is the blueprint of a person and what a person should look like and what it should perform and what actions. But really, the person doesn't really exist. This is just a blueprint. This is called instantiating. When you see the word new, basically this is saying, hey man, create me something of type person in memory, an actual person. And you know what? I'm going to name that person Caesar. So now I have a person called Caesar. I mean, I have something, called Caesar that is of type person in memory, and it exists. And I could touch it with code by giving it a name, giving it a job, and an age, and all that good stuff. And I could do all sorts of things, and so I can interact with it. And that is that is an actual instantiation of a class. So it's the kind of like the solid version of the map. That is one of the tricksy things sort of to get in object-oriented programming. Once we understand and once we get it, it won't be that bad, I don't think. Okay, so hopefully, how's your brains? How's your brains, guys? Your brains okay? Brains all right?
Thanks for asking.
Yeah, I know. Your brain should be. It's don't forget about these other parts, but this is definitely important as well. Before we go, I think we're almost done here. But before we go, let me just give you a quick. Let me show you something here. Let's see. Don't be afraid, okay? Do not be afraid. This is my project, the one I do at work, or I mess around with at work. It's kind of big, so it's going to take a little bit to load. But once it does, we will see. That's weird. Why is it taking? Did I load the right one? Yeah, I guess I did. All right, well, this loads, which I have no way. Oh, okay, here we go. Oh, I'm not connected to the database. Okay, that's why, yeah. Sometimes, if I'm not connected to certain things, it takes a little bit longer to actually load because it's trying to access. But anyway, what I wanted to show you was, okay, we got some controllers here. Let me show you a cool, okay, I have something called a billing controller. Okay, so, billing controller. And what are these things called? Do you guys know? What are they called here? You guys remember?
What things?
Yeah, sorry. What's this?
That's a function.
Yeah, it's an action or a function. Yes. It's in a controller, so it's an action. That's all it is. It's yeah, I mean we've done this pretty much. This is the same thing as ours. See? So I want you to do you guys see this here? Bill? It's an Albion bill. Do you see where I say new Albion bill? I'm gonna go to it. I'm gonna go to it. Okay. Do you see it says class? Albion build. So in what do you think this means, Albion Bill? What do you think it is?
It's
Abstract concept
Yeah,
shown the object coin.
yeah,
Albion.
exactly. Yeah, so it represents a bill of some sort, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it has. Remember that we talked about what does it have? It has properties. Like what kind of stuff will you need in a bill? Like for the name, narrative. You have all sorts of different information on the bill. The type, the code, all amount, right? You need an amount on the bill, right?
that helps.
Yeah, it helps. So it's just a class, all it is. Fees allowed, expenses allowed, all file name, all that good stuff. And again, all it is just a bill that we use is just a class. That represents a bill. Um, that's just to show you that that is basically what we just did. It's the same thing that is used in the real world, quote unquote. Because yeah, all a class is just an object, just a blueprint that represents an idea or a thing, and we manipulate it. Then we do stuff with it. Okay, so let me go back over here. Share over here. Got the camera. Where's my Maggie? Don't think my dog is here. Maggie! She abandoned me today, I think. But yes. Okay, so rest your brains. Make sure you guys, keep it fresh. I'm not sure if we're gonna be around this Sunday doing stuff. I will give you probably some kind of project or problems to solve, and then we'll see when we get together next. I mean, when should we get together next? I'm not sure. Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday's still good. I mean, does Tuesday with a weekend assignment is good? I don't know. It's up to you guys.
Tuesdays, Tuesdays and Thursdays still work for me.
Yeah.
Sundays should be good as well, but
Well, is Mondays and Wednesdays better? I don't know. What do you think?
Monday would probably be easier.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, for me, it's the same. I mean, it's all what you guys. It's up to you guys. So should we try for Monday and then go play it by ear?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Dave, are you good for Monday?
Yeah, I'm good for Monday.
Okay. So Monday, 8:30, and we're good. And again, once we get over some of these, this is kind of important. But once we get it, it's going to be tricky. But then we get paid. Don't forget to play the the Powerball.
Oh,
Gonna make
You meant to make it million.
the Mega Million. Yeah, yeah. Don't forget to throw a player. I'll throw you guys something if you guys throw me something. All right.
What are
Sure.
they now?
What was that?
What's it up to?
Yeah, yeah. A little something. Okay, so time for me to take a break and do the do and keep on doing and study and before we go, I did post the information on for plural site. If there's any topic or anything that you're not too sure of or that you want to check, um, I gave you the login. Go and check it out. I got the good shit. I got the good subscription. Get in there, do the do, and give it. I mean, they got really good professors there, and it's video. They have really good video with people explaining things really, really well, better than me, definitely. But definitely check it out. It helps a lot.
I did jump in on that. I haven't checked it, but I did log in and
Oh no, yeah, definitely. If you're not sure in certain things, go over programming concepts like object-oriented programming and NVC, pretty much anything. Especially they have some really, really good stuff, which was where I saw it. A lot of the mobile stuff and a lot of the Unity stuff. They have amazing things there. Really, really good. Which is probably what we'll be doing, but yes. Okay, so I am out. Take it easy.
Peace.
Later. Okay, let's see.